Okay, Colleen, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Turbidity, 43.61. Salinity, 0.14. It's pretty high. And you guys are going to like this one. pH, any bets on it?
9.6.
Yeah, keep going.
10.5.
10.67.
Oh my goodness. 10.67.
Beyond.
Yeah. What I've liked about Edenton when we first came through this area, first of all, I'm a water person. Being close to the water, seeing all the things that are going on, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I love this town, and that's why I do the work that I do here. My name is Colleen Carl, and I'm with the Chewan Edenton Environmental Group. And I've been at Edenton for close to 40 years. When we first moved here, there were very few people that really even talked about the algal blooms because they were sort of a thing of the past. And then in 2015, they started to come back again, and folks started to notice, the waters, and then they were recalling their childhood and some of the things that they did growing up in the boating and the swimming and the river here. The little expression that they always kind of smiled when they said it, my mama used to tell me, don't go in the water in the dog days of summer, especially when the water's green. There was no rationale or reasoning behind it. It was just sort of like a mom says we shouldn't do this, But, they didn't really have an explanation as to why mom said that because, frankly, we didn't know that much, 50 years ago about the algal blooms and that they can cause all sorts of little problems. So the big question in this area is how harmful are these blooms?
My name is Lisa Satterwhite. I'm an associate research professor in civil and environmental engineering at Duke. Algal blooms are overgrowths of all kinds of different organisms. And they occur when there's an imbalance in the ecosystem, and we know that to be warm waters and an influx of nutrients that normally wouldn't occur. In our area, we're laser focused on cyanobacteria harmful algal blooms because they are the ones that we see most often, and they're the ones that are correlated with ALS.
My name is Ashley Stoop, and I am the health director of Albemarle Regional Health Services, which is the district's public health agency serving 8 counties here in northeastern North Carolina. ALS is amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, and it is a neurodegenerative muscular condition where essentially the muscles atrophy or waste away. Patients typically start by losing some function in their hands or have like foot drop or something along those lines. It is not an easy condition to diagnose. In fact, because it is so difficult to diagnose, that was one of the reasons that we really started to wonder what was going on here in northeastern North Carolina.
We have access to death certificate data in North Carolina, and it's very clear that there is too high prevalence of ALS in the region. ALS is a rare disease, and out there it's so common it doesn't qualify as rare disease anymore.
So obviously we knew something was going on.
There are a lot of factors in eastern North Carolina that may contribute to increased risk for ALS, but the geographical correlation between ALS, having chronic exposure to cyanobacteria harmful algal blooms, that's pretty strong. We know that algal blooms may be contributing to ALS because they secrete neurotoxins, and these neurotoxins are incredibly toxic. They're some of the most toxic compounds that we know of on the face of the earth. So they get into the water, they might get into the food supply, they might get into your lungs through some kind of aerosol. We don't know, but those are possibilities.
One of the biggest issues that we've seen as far as the short-term impacts of the algal blooms are really on our pets. We've heard a lot about dogs and others who love to go swimming in the rivers and how sick they can become from these blooms.
There's really little information out there about how long these toxins stay in the water. If it's clear tomorrow, if the wind's changed, it looks perfectly great to swim, should you still be in there?
It's really heartbreaking to think that right now we don't have an answer, that we can't help individuals with the exposure.
Hey, Ashley.
Hello,
stranger.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing? Thanks so much for coming today.
Haven't seen you in a long
I
time.
know it. I know it. Well, come on. We're gonna go ahead and be back here today.
Okay.
The person who helped me to understand how devastating it is to watch someone suffer with ALS was Tommy Harrell.
My name is Tommy Harrell. I've lived here in Performance County since 1957 when my dad bought a farm here and we moved from Juwan County.
When I first started looking into what might be the cause of the high prevalence of ALS in the Albemarle Sound region, the first people I called were the Jim Catfish Hunter ALS Foundation, and Tommy Harrell is the person that directs them.
The goal of the Jim Catfish Hunter ALS Foundation is to help patients living with ALS financially to make their lives better with some of their special needs that they can't get somewhere else.
Jim Catfish Hunter, he played Major League Baseball. He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in the 80s, I believe, and he was born and raised in Perquimans County. Mr. Jimmy always knew when he was out playing, either for the A's or the Yankees, how well somebody knew him when they called his name. If they were out there and they called him Catfish, he knew they were a fan. But if they called out Jimmy, he stopped immediately because he knew that he probably knew them from home.
Jimmy was one of my best friends. I got to know Jimmy in the 7th grade when my family moved to Performance County. We just got to be friends from the beginning. When he came home from baseball, we raised our kids together. And after he retired, I mean, we even got closer. I mean, we were together more. I think Jimmy was just a loving country boy. He went off to the big city. He did well. He came back home. He coached Little League. I mean, he was never different. Jimmy was diagnosed in late 1998 with ALS.
Him being so active, I mean, essentially he was a pitcher, you know, and to lose the ability to use his arms, that was just really devastating.
It's truly hard after a friend is diagnosed with ALS, and we go for a walk every morning and we talk about it. I mean, it was the important thing, and I was just able to support him. The last time I saw him was in the hospital. Told him I loved him, gave him a hug. When Jimmy passed, I cried. And I might cry right now. It's hard. Particularly when you've lost dear friends to this terrible disease. And we can't get a fix on it right now. I wanted to know why people had ALS. What can we do to help people? That's when I got active with it.
The thing that Tommy was getting across to me was that everyone knows someone that has ALS.
After Jimmy was diagnosed, he was really the first one diagnosed with ALS that I knew. And since that time, I've tried to track everybody and keep up with ALS in northeastern North Carolina.
Mr. Jimmy had ALS. Mr. Billy, a close family friend, he had ALS. I've just known so many people around here. And honestly, when I look at the map and I can map out where some of these people live in northeastern North Carolina, my home is right in the middle of it. And I'm raising a 13-year-old son right now. You know, what are his exposures? He loves hunting and fishing and just being outdoors.
You can imagine how difficult that would be to live somewhere where it's just so beautiful, but you know that something is there that may not be good for you. So that's what we want to fix.
The research with Duke could really open people's eyes and make them realize that algal bloom could really be a cause of ALS in people.
You know, with any type of science, with any type of research, unfortunately, you know, it takes time. We're not going to have an immediate answer, but every little piece that we can gain through every little step that we take can help us, especially public health, because we're all about prevention.
The Edenton Environmental Group was fortunate to actually connect with Albemarle Regional Health and Duke University through some previous grants that they had. And so this grant has evolved to the point where we're not only sampling on 11 sites at a regular rate, but we're also doing some time series so that we can get a handle on maybe what is happening to the toxins over time at a specific location.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I've gone out in the field with the Edenton Environmental Group several times, and it's just been amazing each time we do it. We do 3 things. The first thing is we take weather parameters that one day we expect to correlate with what's happening in the water.
Wind, temperature, humidity, barometric pressure, all the things that you would need for, just recording basic meteorology data.
And then we use our sophisticated aquatrols, which are lowered into the water and give back all kinds of information on water parameters and the cyanobacteria.
Chlorophyll. You want to take bets on chlorophyll?
25.
Close, 2.243.
2.243.
Yep. And you guys are going to like this one. pH, 10.67.
Oh my goodness.
pHs of 10. I mean, that's soap in your eyes type of level,
And our BGA, which stands for Blue-Green Algae Index.
Yeah.
You're going to like this one too.
Blue-green algae cell count in the water. Over 10 was in the danger range. Today, 17. Unbelievable readings. And then the possibility of neurotoxins. All these bottles that we're saving, some of them will be used for toxin testing.
When we take physical water samples, we bring them back to the lab and we do 3 things with those. We look at nutrient levels with Hans Perl from the UNC system. Hesset, Delgado Vela's lab looks at genomic surveys so we can understand what species are there. And then my lab quantifies the cyanotoxins. The last thing that we do is my favorite. Colleen Carl has a light microscope in the trunk of her car, and right there on the spot, we're able to take a look at the sample and see what kind of cyanobacteria is there and how they're growing.
We'll basically take a micrograph or a digital picture, and so that just becomes part of the record.
I'm one of those people that loves microscopes. I just love microscopy.
On a typical sample day, we have 4 or 5 volunteers that come out with us. A lot of the folks that join us have maybe some background in science and some of them very little. But one of the things that stands out to me is folks are very interested in the environment in this area.
I'm a retired chemist, and one of my favorite parts about working with the CEEG is that, I have these just burning questions. Well, as scientists, we all do. But I also like being able to explain things to our neighbors.
One of the things that I think is really important with this research is to be able to share what we do know, what we don't know, give the why. We don't want to alarm anybody. We don't want to point any fingers and say it's this or it's that, but how can we understand what is going on, what could be causing it, and how can we make just even some minor adjustments that could really impact it in a positive way.
We're looking at our study mascot here and his cousin.
The Edenton Environmental Group and the Albemarle Regional Health Services, these people really are the dream team. They are committed, dependable, funny, so knowledgeable, and just absolutely amazing. They are looking at something in the face that they know is dangerous, and they're volunteering to go out there and collect these samples for us. And it's just been remarkable to work with them.
Backyard just so you can see that window.
Over the last 10, 15 years, we've seen a really large change in the relationship that our communities have with our large major institutes of learning. It's important for everybody to understand that we are a ways away from any major institutions of learning. That's what I can say about Lisa and all the other researchers that we've worked with. They're not distant. They're over here. Okay, they're over here a lot, and they're working with us in the field and they're sharing their expertise. And we learn from them, and I think they learn from us too.
I have to say, as a UNC Chapel Hill, Carolina graduate, I have been pleasantly surprised. No, I knew Duke was going to be amazing. Lisa and her team and everyone that we worked with at Duke, they've been such amazing partners, and they want to take our lead. They don't come in, try to take over, try to tell us what to do.
We would not have been able to do the projects that we've been doing without the researchers' help.
The Duke collaboration, that's what got us the Aquatrol. That's thousands upon thousands of dollars that we never would have been able to afford.
That's another reason why the citizen science and our collaboration with the universities are so important. Because without it, we'd have nothing. No voice, no answers, no information.
One thing that we haven't really discussed in terms of how a research project like this would evolve is how hard it is to get preliminary data. Before you go to the NIH or the NSF to try to get funding for either human health or ecological studies, you have to really have a firm idea about what you think the problem is. That's where Duke comes in. They funded a study called Ground Truth. That's what we're working on right now. And then our most recent award, which really follows the Ground Truth study, is from the state. So without these initial, very important inputs from Duke University and the state of North Carolina, we would not be able to really push a project this size forward.
It is the perfect marriage between practice and academia.
And I feel like together as a partnership that we can help explain the situation and hopefully figure out what we should do.
This has been one of the most rewarding projects of my life. I'm a fellow North Carolinian out there, and I understand how different we all are, but that we're very focused on helping each other.
I think what I love the most about all of the surrounding counties that I serve, we have a sense of community.
It's just the friendliness of it and the love of people here. And that's what this whole northeastern North Carolina is about.
We are the largest district health department in the state with 8 counties. And when people across North Carolina ask me how we do it, I say we know how to work with limited resources and accomplish goals.
And when I think about citizen science, I think about people that hold that knowledge and they just need the tools to do this work.
I think in general, what we've learned over the last 10 years is that there isn't any one easy answer to making this problem go away. What we have learned, though, is that the more knowledge that we have, the more opportunity we have to bring folks together as a community to discuss options and to find creative solutions that will fit within budgets of small communities.
My hope and my goal is that some of this partnership and the research that we develop gives us a more clear-cut path to actual strategies and mitigation efforts that we can take to our elected officials to ask for the funding, to ask for the mitigation efforts. And if we can show that, I think that could really go a long way.
To me, the most important part of this project is that we are trying to provide the tools for the community to do what they're already doing, and then to move forward, create a lab where they can test their own water, make decisions about whether it's safe or not, try to improve the health of the ecosystem. These people who I now consider to be my friends, I just want to give them the tools that they need and just let them go with it. We want to give back this beautiful area to them. That's what it's all about.